Age is just a number. Take care of the wound first.
Now meetings don't have to be offline all the time.
I become this phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did not want to directly ask about that.
Hamper hai kya? Showing off the coffee mug. Yeah.
Athlete mindset or entrepreneurial mindset?
Assam is global right now.
Very well said.
Nice, good one.
Headlines or harmony?
I did go for a 10-day Vipassana.
But we all are 25 still.
Wonderful Monday. I think I'm feeling more motivated as well.
Media.
Yeah.
We did not want to direct.
Yourself. And then bounce back. Don't bounce back without thinking.
Oh yes.
I remember I joined in Mehtaj. So it's like, because I was thinking, ye ladki mere saath join.
Maybe Dipannita, you should start since you're like the OG. The OG. Thank you so much. I must give you a hug. Thank you. And yeah, I'm wishing you also all the best for the year. Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Oh, how time flies.
Yes. I think it's good like that.
Chalo, and good luck.
Welcome to an electrifying and deeply inspiring conversation hosted by the Young Indians Guwahati chapter under the aegis of the Confederation of Indian Industry. Today's conversation is not just about success, it is about strength, it is about resilience, it is about women who build and women who inspire.
Because when she builds, she creates opportunities. When she leads, she changes the system. And when she inspires, she leads the path. We are honored to have with us Mrs.Dipannita Jaiswal, a leading entrepreneur who moved from academia to media houses and shapes the Northeast's most influential media houses today, proving that ethical leadership takes courage.
We are equally privileged to have with us Miss Mehtaj Zaman Ahmed, a creative powerhouse and who transformed design into enterprise, builds brands across industries and embodies the spirit of invention and reinvention. From national level sportsperson to an entrepreneur and the past regional leader within Young Indians,
They have taken risks, reinvented themselves and built ecosystems and not just businesses.
for every woman standing at the edge of a bold decision, this conversation is just for you. Because leadership is not about position, it is about courage, it is about conviction, and it is about impact. She builds, she inspires. And through their journey, we will discover exactly how.
So let's begin. Please don't mind me asking any questions. I have like 1% of experience of what both of you are here.
Age is just a number.
So
Who
please
is old
pardon
here?
me.
Nobody.
So yeah. So firstly, I would start with ma'am. You have been in academics before, like I have gone through your journey, and then you have shifted to this media house and everything what you are doing right now. So ma'am, what was the thing which made you shift from academics to media house? Like when was the time when it first clicked in your mind, like I should stop this and like jump to this now?
Anmol, I have a very interesting life definition. My life is set in a default mode.
Okay.
Because I never planned things that I want to do A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. The only thing that was planned, perhaps, was my boyfriend, who's my husband. Apart from that, nothing was planned. So, from academics, yes, I was a lecturer in a college. Then marriage happened, and then, you got settled. Suddenly, actually, the idea of media was my husband's, Sanjeev's brainchild.
Okay.
He started off with the concept. That time I was busy with the kids. And when we went there, it was around, we were in our early 30s. When we started, it was
You
purely...
started at 36, right, if I'm not wrong?
Yes. So, early 30s, we started doing our research work. Since I was at home and Sanjeev was the one who used to do the groundwork and then narrate it to me and I could again add on. We both went everywhere. With that time we did not know whether it will take off or not. So we wanted to we come from an iron and steel industry. We have our factories and all those things. So from there we were looking for a diversification. So when we were looking for a diversification, then Sanjeev came up with the idea of the media. So that is how it germinated. My plus point was, by the time actually we took off, my kids had started going to school. So that was the time when I said, okay, now I'm free to join business. Otherwise, I would have maybe.
This is a very good example for, people who still feel that they are very late for starting anything. I think especially with women after marriage and everything, they feel that they have missed out on that time for starting. So I think it is a very good example that
We don't miss out actually. What happens with us is that we have to learn how to manage our timeline and our priorities. So the moment you kind of chalk, okay, A to B years, once you're married, children needs you. So that is the time when you have to focus on your children. You have to give that time, come what may. Then you have to focus back to your career. Yes, I planned that out very nicely. That I will say, that I needed after college, I needed to raise my kids. Then again, I thought once I start going to kindergarten, I will start working. And that was a time when the media happened, thankfully. So then, since Sanjeev already had iron and steel, he had to take care of that business also. He gave me the responsibility of taking care of DY365. So that is how I entered in partnership with him.
okay.
That's great, Dipannita, because I think for women, lot of work that happens after children or whatever starts as a hobby, but yours is something was started as something serious and led to a bigger business, and we know so much of you because of DY365. I mean, it's just like a foundation and it's a big strong business ethics and sense. Mehtaj, I would like to ask you something. So from being a graduate from NIFT to starting high design in Guwahati, when did you realize that you were at that point in time that you are not meant for design but meant for something like an entrepreneurship or a business?
Okay, mine was very interesting. To start out, I mean, to be very honest, I didn't even imagine that. I didn't see myself as an entrepreneur. I was very like, okay, I studied, I'm in this line, I want to be a product designer, and just climb the ladder, be part of that. Again, thanks to my boyfriend then and now husband, who, of course, for his family situation, he had to come down to Guwahati. Okay. And then it was a long distance and we had to figure this out, how do we now work it? And so I think what started was he believed that I could actually do it. I had it in me, but I didn't know. I always thought I wouldn't be much of a leader. I'm more comfortable with this one job and do it well. And it was him who definitely took that step forward. I joined in, and because you're in your 20s, when you start something like that, you do not think much. I think that's what I'm glad about, that when you're in your, in your 20s, you may be a fool actually, but you are so full of confidence. I think that just helped take me forward. Well, design was always, I would then use my design skill more as a creative idea in how I can be creative in being an entrepreneur. Right. How do you shape that? So I think that's where I applied it, but I didn't really move away from the foundation of being a creative person.
Yeah, that's great. And after listening to both of you, Dipannita, Mehtaj, and myself as a woman, I feel when they say every successful woman, man has a woman behind them, I can totally say that every successful woman also has a strong man behind.
Who has come from the similar
from academics to business, and the push was my husband Amrit. So I mean, he had that thought, we can do it together. So I think that holds so true.
If we talk about her father is also deeply involved in academics.
Civil
so she has a very good background with it, and then again, you have also shifted from that background to an entrepreneur.
Exactly. That's what I said. I said,
men behind
yes. अब तो मुझे लगता है फौज of men, like so many supportive men. Yeah. Mehtaj, to continue, we also know that sports has been an integral part of your childhood, and when you were growing up also, you have professionally swam. So how has sports as a discipline helped you, and how do you think, how important it is in somebody to excel?
Number one, when you have sports, means you need to have a disciplined, there's a routine. So when you have a routine, you are used to the fact that things have to happen on time. And you need to have that level of patience, because you don't get results in the same day. So I think that if I have to apply it to entrepreneurship, is precisely that. Like, day one of business doesn't get you anything. It's a long game. It'll take you probably.
Is it day one or is it a day first year of business? I think day one.
God, yeah.
Honestly, I would say it's not even the first year of business. I think you should give yourself at least 3 to 5 years. Easy to finally say that, okay, I've started something, and then of course then the next step is like, how do you grow it? But that I would directly connect with, being a sports person would just be the same. I mean, so I used to be a swimmer and represent Assam during my school days. So then I noticed, I mean, you'll have your low days, but then only if you practice will you achieve and get that medal that you're looking out for. So it's same with entrepreneurship. Yeah.
How long did you practice swimming? Like, are you still into?
No, unfortunately not. I think I should get back. But then my routine then as a student was, I would get up at 5 in the morning. Parents would drop me at Nehru Stadium. I would swim until 8:30. Then they would get my breakfast and my school bag, everything there. Pick me up from the stadium, drop me in school. So I would, half the time always miss the morning assembly. But then, yes, I would, and plus I couldn't miss classes. Like, my parents were very strict about that. Finish, come back home. I think by 3:34, I already have to prepare for my evening swim. So by the time I got done, it's like 7:30 you're back home. And then you have to do your homework or whatever. So it's a very packed schedule, actually. Yeah. So now suddenly, when I'm talking about this, I'm like, yes, I mean,
Reminds me of all the sports movies that we watch.
Yeah. And then, and as we grow up, I think you actually forget that little struggle you did yourself. Now that we're speaking, it's suddenly like, oh God, I actually did that much.
Ma'am, were you also into some extracurricular activities apart from all the things that you have done?
One extracurricular activity that I had was reading.
Okay.
And second, I used to dabble in paintings.
Okay.
So, and my father was very strict about some sort of physical activities, you have to do. And during that time, we did not have television or ABCD or anything. So, every evening after coming back from school, I used to take my cycle and do cycling, all over. And I had very weird nature at that time. That time also I feel, I used to climb up a hill. That time Panjabari had those hills, Watch the sunset, sit alone now. Watch the sunset, come down and do my homeworks and all. So that was the outdoor activity match that we used to do, and sometimes play badminton. Winters was the time when everyone used to be playing badminton.
Yeah.
I learned swimming.
Okay.
I played cricket for some days. Yeah, I did horse riding also.
Wow.
I did do horse
In
riding.
Assam? Do we have opportunity for horse riding in Assam?
Because my father was a cop. So he had this 4th battalion, and I used to go in the morning, like she said, we used to go at around 6ish, 7ish.
You were always with your father traveling, right? As far as I have read about you.
So I did but my mother was very scared when I used to go for horse riding. Ladki hai, gir jayegi to kya hoga type of attitude they had. But my father never stopped me. But then my mother made my father promise that she's not going to go for galloping. So till canter, yes.
So my next question is for both of you, actually. So, in the respective fields of business that you are in, we have a lot of peers participate, holding same kind of field or industry, coming from the maybe a rival, brand or competitor or a news channel. So, how is this peer network right now in our in Guwahati? Like, is it helpful? Is it helping you grow as a leader? What is it like, with them, like all the peers, women peers especially?
Media.
Yeah.
We did not want to directly ask about that, but if you would like to highlight on that as well.
See,
More than women fostering women now.
Fortunately, I will say most of our media houses in Assam is headed by women.
Yeah.
That's a very powerful thing.
Yeah.
So that is one thing which I feel proud about.
Yes.
I definitely feel proud about it. I will not. Competition is there at its own pace. When it comes to meeting each other, we are cordial, we are good, But see, professional competition and personal life, they're two separate chapters. And what I feel is that is where you in fact grow as an organization, as a person, as an individual, and maintain the work-life balance. And as far as the media scenario is concerned, it's constantly evolving. It's changing constantly. We as the heads, whether it's man or woman or anyone in the entire field of competition, see today when we started off DY, we were just the top 3. There was nobody. 3 top, bottom 3. But now we have around 7, 8 channels, apart from the cheeses. So the competition will maybe more are coming. And now digital foray is equally competing with the satellite. So we have a scene where we have to grow. Guwahati being a place, everyone, we keep meeting each other. We share our, business issues together, find a way out. So common platforms are always there when you're in the same profession. That is the time when you have to come together and try to sort it out.
Yeah. But do you think that at times as far as I have heard of politicians, we see they are different when they are inside a parliament, and outside when they meet they are literally talking to each other, hugging each other. So is it the same in your field or any other field? If we talk if it's a professional fight, or a professional rivalry, a healthy rivalry, if we say, is it there only just for the media? Or is it just there outside? People do they try to take others or their competitors down, or do they try to grow with each other?
I'll tell you one thing. In case of media, the media field has got a very strong camaraderie in spite of the competition. If one person comes in, says something about the media, the entire media fraternity will stand up and, protest or say something about it. So this is one place where we don't have the political scenario, like the politicians fight with each other. That is the scenario we don't have. But when we are whether we are inside or outside, the moment we face some challenges, we stand up unitedly and speak on it. That is one thing which is
Any instance you would like to highlight?
Recently, you might have seen a journalist being assaulted. What happened a few days back? The entire media house stood beside and protested. Not a single person.
Yeah, we saw that.
So that is where the unity, that is across, whether that journalist belonged to A organization or B organization, it doesn't matter at that point of time. Right. So this unity is there. And hopefully I still expect this unity to remain forever.
Yeah.
Here I'm speaking from a creative space. So of course, way back when we first came to Guwahati, at the start it is a lonely walk. You're not too sure who to ask, will they even understand. But then today, from 2010, because that's when I moved to Guwahati, to now, I think it's much more open. You have support. You can call up and have discussions. And sometimes even competition, I think, is healthy because it keeps up your game. You want to, you know how to improve yourself. But also the whole collaborative nature is also now in play. I think that's the beauty of today's time, that I know that, okay, to even go ahead, competition, yes, but collaborative efforts sometimes are much better and more impactful.
You belong to a creative space, like you are into product design, you were into product design. So were there times when you felt like you have to hide your designs and your creative mind and keep it to yourself and like not let others see before it gets out?
This whole discussion about, because in design, a lot of designers face it. You're designing a mekhla chador, a print on it or whatever, anything, and then the next person's copywriting is a big issue.
I think it happens with ma'am as well. Some news is there and before ma'am airs it, someone else is there with it.
That happens always.
No, now, of course, you certain things, what you learn, what you do keep it to yourself, but you don't gatekeep to a point that I won't share anything. I think sometimes, I don't know, I've discovered, I think initially I would also be insecure when I started out as a new person, but now I wouldn't be. I think it just also with experience, the more you gatekeep, it doesn't really help anybody. I think we do share. But when it comes to certain things, of course, I think you have to be smart about it, 100%.
Yeah. Sometimes the fixed cost is so high that you cannot tell the audience what you're going to do. Nobody will be able to.
Exactly.
Manufacturing for us.
Yeah.
So we are very open-hearted with, anybody asks us anything, we'll tell them 10 more things. That is, still there are some things when you are like, you just, till the time it's out, you don't want to reveal it. I think.
But I think when you have age by your side, like experience by your side, it definitely from being an insecure person, you are a little more like
You're much more confident about yourself.
Yes, about yourself. Right. So I think,
So now when we hear the phrase, obviously, that women can take all, women can do all, women are in every field, they can do everything. Is there some space or something in your purview still now which you feel that only men can fill the space? Or men are better with it, even if you are in, some jobs. So, what was it like when you started and now, like the journey of what you feel men can do and women can't, or women can do all?
Okay, I have to pick. I think if I have to keep the gender aspect aside, I think every human, we are good at certain things, we are not good at certain things. So that is one part of it, and you learn along what, to improve yourself. But particularly from a gender point of view, sometimes when the system is such, even if you have it in you, it is a little difficult to communicate, and that's when you need the guy. As an example, this is we went to Horthebari, trying to explore something, interact with the people there, and I noticed that people are just finding it very difficult to look at, like speak to me directly and look eye to eye, and they're more comfortable talking to the guy. So in those spaces, you can't help it.
So I think, now, is it still there?
It is still there. It is still there. I think so. That's what it's a very. You do get irritated about certain things, like you can handle it, but when I think the external space sometimes is also not, I think then you will be a fool trying to fix that at that point. But you will take that forward to solve it maybe later on. How do I now react to a situation like that? So I don't know. So sometimes maybe then a guy is better in a certain situation. That's my.
But for ma'am, I think, as she said, the major media houses are run by women, and
I think for the execution job, you need the men, not the strategic.
I'm not getting into the business side. Apart from the business side, a woman cannot be a father. Cannot be an uncle or a grandfather, or that is the personal space. You cannot be that. But when it comes to the men, in the professional field, as your gender perspective when you're talking, certain spaces, yes, I accept the fact that men do their jobs a little bit maybe better, or their acceptability is better, as she has said, their acceptability is better. They will ask why doesn't he speak type of a thing. See, I have many movies or many places I've heard this sentence, the word. If some lady is in a position of authority, whether it's a cop or someone, they're addressed as Madam Sir.
Yes, a lot of times.
Yes, yes.
So now my point is, you are adding that element of malehood to that madam also.
Even Delhi crime, I remember.
Yes. So that was the point which struck me, that whatever it is, we have to accept the societal, gender equality. I'll call this as a gender equality.
Ma'am, I think there's a very thin line, I feel, which...
See, we are in such a space where we have reached that post and position, all of us, professionally or, as far as the society is concerned, culturally, but our numbers are very few still.
Right.
So everyone is trying. See, in the panchayat scene, in a village panchayat election, I'll just give you one example. It's a lady's seat which is booked. A lady only can reserve for ladies. What happens? She has to seek her husband's permission.
Usually
But the ultimate leader is behind.
Yes.
She's just the person who's the poster lady. But the power is there.
We
This
have seen
needs
that
to
in
change.
Indian government as well.
Yes, this needs to change actually. Everyone has to be secure in their own power and in their own self. That's what I believe.
Yeah, so that's what, so I think the two spaces. In the workspace, I think women can do as much as the man can do. But I think when it comes to societal, that space, I think it is,
A lot of work needs to be done.
I sometimes feel that why do we even have to challenge that status quo? Like I feel that काम हो रहा है, सब कुछ हो रहा है, so might as well let the work happen and not dive into these small battles and want to make. In fact, do your work and let the work speak sometimes.
It's all
one
about
thing,
partnership. It's all about partnership, I feel.
And like now that you have spoken about I think the insecurity angle also comes here. Like, do you feel at times like if there would not have been, like you said, you have a good support from your family and your respective husbands as well. If that was missing, and if that is missing for someone who is aspiring to be something at the current scenario, if there is a woman who is married for 5 years, maybe she wants to start something, but her husband or her family is not supporting, or she doesn't feel confident. If it is the other way around, what is one thing which she can do to make it better? How can she feel better and dive into a spot where she feels confident enough to start something?
See, here comes the delicate balance. First you have to convince your husband, because if not married, maybe you have to convince your parents that this is my dream, this is my aspiration. And I feel a woman should be very clear. As far as I'm concerned, I can narrate one story of myself. I was teaching in a college at the time when I got married. But in my in-laws' family, no one was working. The bahus never worked at that point of time. I had to be very clear about it. I made it very clear to Sanjeev also that I'll continue with my job. Even after marriage, I'll not give up on teaching. This is where I feel a woman should be very clear about it. And there's nothing called I expect you. There is no expectation. It's about communicating what I want to do. And equally, the husband or the family should be clear about making them understand. And if you want to do something, the onus is on you to convince them, nobody else.
I think this is a very big thing which she has said. Like, a major part of it depends on how you portray yourself in front of your family or your better half or someone, that what is your zeal to do something, how strong it is.
Yeah, how strong do you feel?
How strong do you feel? If you are okay with being something I think the society is strong enough to suppress them.
Yeah, you have to be very clear. This is what I want, and this is
Yeah.
this is my dream. This is what I want to do. You have to make it very clear and communicate it.
I think this is I would say this is not only for women. I think it is for everyone in general. In general.
Because you're also kind of dealing with the generational thinking, all of that also comes in play. But also here, again, now there's a lot of conversation about, yes, I mean, for women, sometimes we are also speaking from a space of privilege. I cannot deny that. I cannot deny that. So, but in today's time, thanks to how social media works, Instagram, all of that, there are these housewives right in the village, but they're posting videos of them discussing, talking.
Totally.
So now I think if somebody is stuck in life and trying to figure this out and then doesn't have the support or the monetary help, use social media as a tool for yourself. I mean, once you're out there, nobody else can stop it. I mean, you can open a YouTube channel, you can do your thing. You need not have the most fancy, gadgets. But I just feel that we are in this space where, yes, the onus will be on the woman to fight it out a little harder. But it's not like you're like stuck in it. You will figure ways out and use social media as the tool. Once you're out there, then that's it. I think when you're doing well, then the rest of the family will anyway be like, wow, I didn't know you had it in you,
Yeah, there are now Instagram influencers, social media influencers who don't reveal their faces because obviously there must be reasons behind it, whether women or men. So, but they're earning money. They are, showcasing their talent. They're doing what they want to do, but they're also at the same time not hurting the sentiments of maybe in the family, or they don't want to show their face or whatever.
I just feel that whether I think it's more for women and then for men, that till the time you are struggling and till the time you are growing and till the time you are learning, and once you end up proving yourself and to others, you gain that respect automatically.
Absolutely.
Until then, you have to survive. I think survival is the key.
We all are
Till
in
the
this
time
survival.
we prove it, either it is to us or to the family or to anyone around us, we have to juggle with this and keep living with this thought of self-doubt or judgment and everything around.
Yeah.
Here, the question that comes up here, I feel, is that how do you balance not only your life as well as you have to balance and prioritize your ambitions also. So this is where, and that I think across the genders, I will feel it's all about balancing. Not that only we face a transition and men don't face, they also go through those same similar transitions in their life. They all go through similar things. Yes, their acceptability is better than a woman. That we should understand, because many a time what happens, you're expected, come what may. This generation I know is very clear about the do's and don'ts. But during our time, we were still expected to do certain work. And then when you have the spare time, you can do what you want. So those boxes were there. Now things have changed. And now I feel we are more at a, at an equal, footing with each other, and we understand each other better when it comes to the division of work.
Absolutely. So now let's just move a little bit from these serious questions. So to both of you, how do you like to spend time alone? Like, what do you do when you are not Dipannita Jaiswal running DY365, and Mehtaj not doing her Desigwala? Who are you alone, not as a mother, but like yourself? Just the question.
My me time.
What do you do?
Apart from books, ma'am, I know you like reading books.
I was about to say that. I get back to books, definitely, yes. And another thing which I like doing personally, which I started off recently, is in fact, I just switch myself off for about some time. Away from the television, away from the books, away from the mobile, all the gadgets. For about 10-15 minutes. So that's the time when I walk around or kind of be with my plants or something. But just, switching myself off.
How necessary is it, ma'am? Like in today's world, like it's such a chaotic world, and do you think there should be a 10% of your time to dedicate to yourself? Be it a sort of physical activity or just a time where you are doing nothing. So how necessary it is?
It is very, very necessary. Very, very necessary because, see, earlier on we used to feel that, FOMO.
Yeah.
Fear of missing out on something. We went through that phase.
Yeah.
I've changed that FOMO.
Yeah.
I've become now favorite of my own self.
Yeah, the new FOMO.
Very, very new FOMO. A better version of FOMO.
So now that 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I become this FOMO.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for me, I think also because I've just hit 40 and all of that. So right now for me, like me time also has changed. I think from from one decade to when you're 30 and then to your 40s. What do? I think I choose to switch off, try to go for a walk, but I journal. I think that's something that I've started doing because when I journal, your mind feels slightly lighter because there are a lot of things I think on an everyday basis because you're busy working. We don't really address them at that point, but that me time is actually the time when you now choose to address certain feelings that you're going through or you're trying to discover yourself. So my me time is journaling now. I try to go for walks and I clean, I dust, I clean. I think my me time is, I don't know, it just gives me a sense of, I don't know, I just feel, I love rearranging the room. That gives me that, just a renewed energy. Yeah.
Ma'am, just a question, like for the youngsters, like is it necessary for the young people to also have a me time, or like since you people have got to a certain position in life and you think that you can afford that much of time for yourself, like is it necessary only for you people to have a me time or for the younger self as well?
For everyone.
Or you should keep hustling?
Necessary for everyone.
Okay. Or if we are young and we are struggling, we should always hustle and not think about it. Is it that?
Me time is, see, in spite of that, since our childhood, if you look back, everyone, we did not realize that was our me time. But we did have our me time. In fact, we had more me time than we have now.
Yeah.
Now we are thinking about we need me time. That time we were all me time.
Yeah.
Now with all
that
this
time you're doing
social
everything
media,
for yourself.
For yourself anyway.
Now with everything which is like social media and everything, it's highlighting you should do this for yourself. I think it's more out there.
Yeah.
Mehtaj will be able to tell better. But I feel social media is a boon as well as a bane. For me, it is.
You have seen both sides. Like you're at the cliff of everything.
What I have, yes, you get to know everything is in your hand now. You know everything what is happening around. But how much do you want to know? Sometimes we do get to know things which is not even necessary for our life. And we think and think about it, overthink, which is not going to impact us in any way.
Right.
So why are we
Even bothered?
bothered about those things? Who has said what is... Yes, general knowledge, general awareness is necessary. Use the social media for your benefit. Don't go for doom scrolling. Because then you feed nonsense out there.
But for you, if the profession you come from, you have to be updated with everything.
Is where the filtration comes
Yeah,
in.
how do you filter that?
AI, it's much more difficult. Now with the AI, earlier on it was easier, but now it has become much more difficult. We have to corroborate with the facts, corresponding facts. Many a time in the run for breaking news, we make those blunders. Now I have told my people or anyone, you have to first cross-check, re-verify for anything and then go ahead with it.
Right.
Anything coming on the social media platform, not necessarily they are all true.
Ma'am, but you have the the luxury of checking with everything you get with good media agencies or somewhere in your network.
Right.
But for general people like us, or say for example my mom, who is on Instagram or something, she comes to the news and she trusts everything. Like she can trust a person having 10 babies and second marriages, and she'll ask me, oh, this person has done this. I'm like, no, please don't see. So for them, ma'am, what do you feel? How do you filter that?
See, ultimately what you're seeing and what you're believing, there are two different aspects of it. Seeing is not believing, remember? Everything we see doesn't mean that we have to believe in it. And this is where I feel many of that's why we call social media influencers, quote unquote. Why do we call it? They influence our thought process. But it is up to us to have that filter, that what we should accept and what we should cross-check and what we should verify, and rest we can throw it as junk. And algorithm is such, the more you see, whatever you see more will come in.
You're pulled into that same bubble.
Yes. So you're getting constrained to that only. So you have to change the algorithms at times.
It narrows your thought process as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
You have to change the algorithms. You have to command the social media of what actually you want to see. Not let the social media command you.
But this is not possible for everyone. I think people with a strong head can do this. But
I agree. That's why, there has to be a social media awareness. We have to understand one thing, that social media is a tool, as Mehtaj just said, and not something which is defining you. You have to use it as a tool only.
So we all have a lot of ups and downs in our lives. There are times when we're like, okay, why did I get into this? Should I have not? Have both of you experienced such moments in your life? And if you could tell us two each of, this time when the moment you were like, ye quit karte hain ab. Bahut ho gaya.
Oh yes. I mean, for me, though, yeah, it comes and goes. So you do have your, completely low days. Like, okay, if I didn't do this, I would have actually been in a better place. Or, you do feel you have those moments. But again, I'm connecting it to my sport days, my swimming days, because you do lose. So, and as a swimmer, it's a lonely, though you have a team and everything, but it's you who's, it's a single sport. And so your effort is yours, you lose, it's yours, everything is on you. So I remind myself that I think, there were bad days, but I did swim and I did win at one point, or I did manage to stay afloat for so long, then I will. I will get through this. And this happened COVID time. I think if I have to cite an example, COVID time was a bit of it shook us in a way, because we were in the whole retail distribution space. We had stores all across. And those definitely got affected, like, immediately. Like, that was the first thing. And then what you do, then your staff, and so many things. I'm sure...
But I think ma'am must have a very different...
Yeah, I think media was round the clock working. Yeah. So, but then, since 2020 till today, people's behavior has changed, how they shop, how they live, what lifestyle. So much has changed that I think that is when I think we really kind of recalibrated. But that's what, I wouldn't say that, I'm glad that we didn't give up and just say, chalo, let's just, it wasn't that. We managed to restart. So we did recalibrate during that point since we started in 2010. This was my rediscovery and how I need to go back and try and understand that what gives me happiness and what I want to look forward to. So yeah, I think I would say definitely, I will not lie. Sometimes you think that, I was so happy working in a job and, life is good, money comes every month.
Yeah.
Life is good, but then you hear your own friends in the corporate space and the way they work also suddenly like, okay, that level of burnout also you don't want to deal with. At least your entrepreneurship journey, your burnout is your thing also. It's like you manage to control it. So I'm glad. End of the day, I'm glad. Yeah.
But like as she has mentioned, like you only said that it was no holiday for you in COVID. So were there days when you like prep for something and you come to the office and you say, oh, this person got COVID, now how do I handle? Like those are the...
We had to strategize at that time during COVID time. What happened is that since we had to run 24/7, we had no other option. I have to give credit to my team. They only came up with the idea that, ma'am, let us work 12 hours a shift and reduce our staff to 50%. So that even if someone is down with COVID, we have someone on call coming and taking that person's place. That time, every one of us, we were ready to put in 12 hours of our work. And then they would, that shift, if everyone's alright, then they would go to, take a 1 week off. So every week we, re-strategize, re-plan during those time.
Wow.
Holiday was out of question. Only plus point that I enjoyed during the COVID time was that I did not follow any of the official dress codes.
You would find empty roads.
Hawaii sandal, because we have to wash.
Yeah.
Come back, wash, change. Those were the things that we had to do. In life, you know what, you do have your curveballs coming in. You do have, which is unprecedented, you don't understand. You do get hit. If you get hit, if you can't dodge and you get hit and you're knocked down, I would say, take care of the wound first, heal yourself, and then bounce back. Don't bounce back without healing.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
This is one thing which we do. We say the time is running out. I'm sorry, time will not run out for anything. You can manage time. That's why we call it time management. Nothing is going to stop in this world. Nobody is going to stop for you or wait for you or do anything for you. See, we have our responsibilities. We have a correlative workspace, home space, every space where we all are a team. But in spite of the team, you are an individual who is a team member.
Right.
Like even in footballs or crickets or anyway, if one team member is injured, that person is out. Someone is taking the place. But that doesn't discount the person who's gone out, his or her importance. We are just giving that person time to recover and bounce back.
I think COVID taught everyone so beautifully that work can happen across all spaces, across the world. It doesn't have to stop. And, after that, actually work has become more efficient. Like even in now meetings don't have to be offline all the time. We are doing so much. I don't, but that doesn't stop the work. I'm saying, we don't have to now pay for those flight tickets of people to come and meet us. And a lot of it has improved, I feel, and it has taught us a lot of resilience.
Ma'am, but like coming back to this, I like to ask you, like ma'am said, if there is a wound, heal it and then go. But ma'am, the times are coming like in every field, every sector, be it your sector, there is a saturation for everything. As you said, there are so many media houses coming up. I enter into something, I prep myself for something for 2 years and then when you enter, you see 10 people are more in the line. So, since you guys have been survived such a long time in this, what is that one thing or one idea you would like to tell us which helps you keep going and not feel demotivated at times, like we will do it. Even if there are 40 of these people, we will survive.
See, in our case, in the case of media, I can give you one example. At the time we started off, it was only satellite channels. Social media was nowhere in the scene. Way back in 2008, we did not have the social media scene. We never even thought about it. Okay, fine. We never thought. That was our competition space, was basically satellite channel. Now, more than the satellite channel, our competition is in the digital world. Let's be honest about it. So we have to re-strategize, re-plan, and restructure how we can, make that balance happen. Life is always evolving in our case, whether it's everyone's case, we always evolve in our life, As you have said, you plan for 2 years and suddenly you see there are 10 people who have already kind of Where is the twig? You have to find that X factor in your strategy. See, similar businesses will be there everywhere. It is where you make your footing first. And what is that which attracts if you're into production line or anything? What is it that is clicking? That is where we have to understand. Sometimes certain things, we also ask ourselves, how did this click? Like Blinkits, 10 minutes delivery.
Who would have thought, yeah.
Who would have thought? Yes.
For us, Amazon, Flipkart was the thing.
Yeah.
Now it's
And then Blinkit sending printouts.
Printouts.
Oh, that is like,
That's the
who would
best
have
thing.
thought?
That is where, they came up with that bright idea.
Yeah, you just have to think out of the box.
You have to re-strategize, you have to, if there is a delay, you have to have a vision of what might happen and have a contingency plan.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, I think I resonate with what Dipannita is saying, and I feel so like you say, you feel like you're preparing, and then you're already late in the game.
Yeah.
But that is what actually will define you. That I don't know. It's your gut sometimes that. Number one, if you have to be a person with like a lot of awareness. You're reading, you're interacting with people. Knowing the market. I think that are essentials.
Yeah,
and we can't just blame it on the fact that I was preparing and oh God, like the hundreds already lined up. So number one, you personally need to have that little that fire within you, and that will already give you indications ki abhi time hai, I have to do this, I already have to explore this. You will already have that insight, but provided you are somebody who's aware, who wants to learn, just absorb from people. Like you meet you in a Uber taxi, talk to the Uber guy also. You get so much insights from just regular life. I think talking, which a lot of, I think which today's generation, maybe there I feel kind of they're losing out.
Yes.
The talking is not happening, but you're consuming so much from social media, but it doesn't have any actual experience. There's no context to it. So I think there, we all have to improvise. Yeah.
Design or business?
Design.
Risk or security?
Risk.
Athlete mindset or entrepreneurial mindset?
Athlete.
Creative chaos or structured strategy?
Creative chaos.
A brand to learn from?
A brand to learn from. Okay. Currently, because this keeps changing. A brand to learn from currently, I would say. I don't know. I follow Nike a lot actually.
Nike,
yeah.
Yes, good brand. Yeah. Coffee meetings or PowerPoint presentations?
Coffee meetings.
Yes. Failures, are there lessons for you, motivation, or you're upset about them?
It's a mix of upset and then motivation.
Okay. One advice or suggestion for Dipannita ma'am as a business leader?
Oh my God, she's already up there. So I think remain the same and be the same bubbly person. In the next how many years that you're doing good. So yeah, I mean I've met her. We've met way back in 2010. I think that's when we met. She's been the same, and I would love you to be the same, and you're always young and full of energy. Yeah.
Clap for Mehtaj. You did well.
So we'll start with you, ma'am.
So I'm going to be now defining game.
Yes.
Yeah. So, a lecturer or a media person, who would you be today?
I think I'm in both space still now. I'm teaching as well as, giving
In the
opinions.
media.
Yes, both.
Truth or popularity, what would you choose?
Truth.
Assam or global stage?
Assam is global right now.
Very well
That's
said.
right.
Very well
Nice
said.
one.
One leadership habit which you have inculcated for life and you would want to share it with us.
The team power.
And what does power feel to you?
Humbly
Does it get you grounded or does it takes you higher?
grounded.
one advice you would give to Mehtaj ma'am?
When you're in a creative space, Mehtaj has always been in that creative person. This is one thing which I feel always keeps you fresh. So Mehtaj is forever fresh for us. And she comes up, I remember, for any creative things during our YI time, we used to fall back to her for all the ideation. And she was very sorted out. Until now when we meet, as she has said, I haven't changed. She hasn't also changed. This is what YI does to us.
Yeah.
Who are you as a person? A straightforward person or a diplomatic one, maybe?
Depends on Sthan Kal Patra.
Absolutely.
We understand you have different positions to fill and you have to be at all fields at all times. You have to be diplomatic as well as straightforward.
Yes.
So yeah, acceptable. Headlines or harmony?
See, headlines is to catch the eyeball, and harmony is for the greater good. So this is one thing where you have to make the headlines also, which in the field of media cannot always be harmonious.
Again, diplomatic. Sthan Patra.
What would you advise everyone? To be a risk taker in their business or to just sit back and let it go with the flow?
Risk is always there.
Risk is always there.
Without risk, you cannot learn anything.
So ma'am, we have one or two few deep insight questions for you. Anubhuti Di, you would like to start?
So both of you, we have worked across many fields. We have worked across, we have met many women from all around the world, from our different states also. So is there something that women today in the state of Assam lack or should look for those kind of opportunities to evolve as people? What is one thing that they have and we don't? Or is there something we have they don't?
I think Mehtaj ma'am has also travelled a lot
Yeah,
through her
travelled
life,
and
and even Dipannita ma'am
Yeah.
has been always. So I think what is one thing which lacks in maybe the crowd or
Yeah.
younger generations, if not Assam?
Communication. I think you have to be a much better communicator to be out there, because communication would lead to convincing, to be looked at with respect also, to see your intent. And yeah, so communication is that. And yeah, I think you should know how to package what you're doing, because I think, and no denying, the way you package it, the way people perceive what you, so
Yes, amazing. Yeah.
See, one thing which I feel is very important for us, as she said, packaging is required. But be real. Whatever you're doing, yes, we need to market our products or whatever we have to do. But be honest to yourself and to anything that you are coming up with. That is where you get the best results. Secondly, you asked that question about what with the Assam and the global
What do we
stage.
have here global stage?
So, with regard to the woman, right? With regard to the woman, I feel is that don't ape others. Everyone has their own strength and weaknesses. Understand your strength. And that strength will take you forward. If you don't have that strength and you try to ape others or copy another person, you will not get the required results. And in this digital world, this is very important, all the more important.
Ma'am, we would also like to know your insights on the spiritual world which people are moving towards. Like, we see a lot of people, youngsters, going into spirituality, which was not the case before 10 years or 5 years. Like yesterday only we had a very beautiful session on the Brahmaputra boat. There was a live jamming session and a lot of young crowds were a part of it. So
The bhajan club.
the bhajan clubbing. So how do you think, what is your take on spirituality when it comes to youth? because earlier only women were inclined to spirituality, or maybe we can say the world perceived that only women should preach something, or sit back and do puja at home, and the men should go and work, and that concept. But I think it has flipped, and I think everyone is at the same boat right now.
See, for me, spiritual journey is a very individual journey. It has got nothing to do with, yes, a community is required or anything, but your journey is your own journey. You have to understand what, which part of the spirituality is clicking with you. You are kind of in sync with. So it is, see, people talk about spirituality, people talk about bhajan. In this generation, I'm very happy that I'm seeing people. I remember I went to Umananda Mandir once, and I think about 2 years back. And I saw one young girl sitting and meditating quietly in one corner. She was very young, she must be in her college. The other day I went to Kamakhya Mandir, I went to Bhubaneswar, I saw another young boy. In a lonely corner, he was sitting and meditating. That is his journey. See, everyone who seeks spirituality, end of it, they have to understand that it is their own individual journey. Not to think about, there is no reasoning, there is no logic behind going on, taking that journey.
Yeah.
Don't analyze.
It should be self-inspired rather than...
Does it center you at some point in life?
So, of course, I wouldn't say I have really, I'm not up the spirituality, journey or as yet. But yeah, you do have your moments, and that is when journaling is one way of actually, talking to yourself. And so I did go for a 10-day Vipassana. I think you also went, right? Oh, Amrit.
Yes.
Okay.
6 times.
6 times now. So yeah, so Vipassana is what I tried doing, and it does center you. No doubt about it. And especially during our spirituality comes much earlier too now, the 20-year-olds, than any one of us. Also because you're hustling, you have to deal with so much. There's so much happening at the same time. So your requirement to look for your center becomes more important. But definitely, don't follow the trend. I know there's bhajan.
Yeah, I think the bhajan thing is also a trend thing, which
exactly
FOMO thing that people
there are
worry about.
now the other part of is people should not mix spirituality with the entertainment angle.
No, I think you can't lose the nuance of it. It can't. How do I put it? Sometimes it can't be commodified, or I know how to the right word for it, but. Don't
I think it's everyone's individual's journey for spiritualism, how they want to take it.
Remember in the 70s there was a CP culture.
Yeah.
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
Yes.
So everything goes through a evolving and trending phase, and again it kind of stabilizes. So spirituality is in you, and it's your call.
And you'll find it at the right time of your life, I think. Yeah.
It just clicks.
It just clicks. Yeah. You'll find it when your body and mind would just know it actually.
Let's end with one last question, and that is, if you were to meet your 20-year-old self or 25-year-old self today, like you yourself meeting Mehtaj 20 and Dipannita, so what advice would you give her, or what would you do differently than what you've done today?
Okay, differently. Of course, times were different then. So again, putting that, maybe what would I do different then, and if I was 20 today?
Put yourself in the time capsule.
Yeah, I think don't be so insecure. I think I was insecure at that time. What do I do right? I'll go all out. I'll try and explore as much as I can, because the energy levels also when you have as a 20-year-old is very different now. Irresponsibility, the hesitation.
What we are trying to ask you is today's 2026 20-year-old girl. What they have it right now, and you did not have it maybe back then.
Yes.
So how would you make max of that?
Yes, I mean, if I had social media then, if I had the know-how of money management also, I would, that would have changed a lot for me, and which now I'm learning. So it's just a little late. I have not been the greatest with money. So yeah, so what you learn along, so that learning curve probably would have saved me from, maybe doing things better.
And when we talk about achievements, like, do you think if you would have started, like you said, you started at 36 now, if you would have started at 25 and you were in 2026,
then what would have?
What would have been different today? What do we see you also bringing up a different form of media channel, or be it industry, or be it anything? What different would you have done, or do you think that you would have achieved something more if you would have been a 25-year-old today?
See, that more factor comes as a great factor for me. Which doesn't work.
Obviously,
Yeah. So as far as if I put myself, my 25 years, that time to the present, and then me as 25 now, maybe I wouldn't have started off with the satellite channel. I would have straight headed for the digital space. So because that is what is actually changing a lot, evolving rapidly. So maybe that would have been one change. Secondly, if I would have been 25 years now, I wouldn't have, see, I'm going to give a very paradoxical answer.
No worries.
I would have been more focused into, building yourself rather than getting influenced by others, the trends.
The trends.
So these are the two things. Things.
Yeah,
Very, very
amazing.
Me, 25 years in prison.
well articulated.
Yes. But we all are 25 still. We'll always be
As man
25.
said, age is just a number.
So what if the 5 is ahead?
Yeah. So what? Siddharth becomes now a member of YI. I am still and will be a member of YI.
So with that, I think we had a very amazing session with.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. It was wonderful chatting with you all.
Wonderful Monday.
Cross
Everything. We tried to incorporate everything.
We kept moving like a pendulum.
Yeah. So
I mean, unless somebody talks to you and have a conversation, you never revisit your past.
correct.
You generally,
You don't.
It gives you time to reflect.
Time to reflect on certain things.
I hope we have done justice to the entire thing.
and I think I'm feeling more motivated as well.
But I hope whoever is watching this
Yes.
will get a beautiful insight of your journey and inspiration as well. And obviously we are already motivated, I
Yes.
feel. So
I'm thinking
thank you
about
so
the
much.
clean Guwahati drive now.
She has more ideas for YI and I have more thoughts to give to myself.
Yeah. We should make it a city level competition, I think. It'll be great.
That's very good.
And I think it's more relevant also now.
Very relevant.
Everybody is just so fed
Max
up.
amount of waste you bring, the more you win.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a
Yeah.
very good idea. in fact. That's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am,
you
for
so
being
much.
a part of this.
Thank you. We absolutely.
And yeah, I'm wishing you also all the best for the year.
Yeah, yours are almost gone, I feel.
Oh, how time flies.
Yes. I think it's
Thank
good
you so
like
much,
that.
ma'am, for this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part